Hey Cupcakes! Today we're going to be turning this basic pumpkin tin from the thrift store into something fabulous for Halloween. I'm super excited, so let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, this cake tin has not been used for baking in quite some time. The copyright on the front says 2004, so yeah, vintage. And when I got it 2 years ago, it already had these stains, so we definitely need to get it cleaned up. And for that, I'm just going to use some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. And we're going to get Peter nice and cleaned up. And yes, I just decided that his name is Peter. Peter the Pumpkin. So let's talk about my plans for Peter. I want to give Peter a Halloween makeover. I want to cover his entire face in gemstones. And for that, we're going to need to meet with an old friend of mine. That's right, Amazon. So here you can see that I have some gemstones in the color orange and black. You know, classic Halloween colors. And the idea is that the pumpkin will be covered in orange and the cutouts will be covered in black. I thought about using a different color for the stem, but I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. And my first impression of these gems is that they are a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. Whew, yeah, a lot smaller. But can you see the vision yet? To adhere these gems onto this metal tin, I'm going to be using Oohoo all-purpose glue. And if you notice that my bottle is in German, that's because I live in Germany. And I got it straight from the source. See? Made in Germany. However, the instructions provided by Oohoo state that in order to adhere things to metal, the surface has to be sanded prior. So I'm going to go do that because nobody else needs to suffer. So while I do that, can you guys help me come up with a name for this little guy that I got? Actually, I'll need two names, one for the pumpkin and one for the ghost inside. Leave them down below in the comments. So I swear I make a mess every time I do a diamond painting, and so I bought these off of Amazon as well, and I think this is really going to come in handy for this project because I don't want to sweep up 1,000 of these little gems. So here you go. Here's some nice satisfying shakes for you. And I'm just going to use my diamond painting pen and my gems, and with that, we're all set to get started on Peter here. And here I am just working on the first section. I thought about going around the circumference, but then quickly decided that working in sections was easier. And remember how I said I make a mess every time I do a diamond painting? Yeah, well, it didn't take long for this to happen. I threw the pen right over my hand into the tray of gems. And honestly, this tray is a lifesaver because I only lost a few gems and was able to just pick them up off the table and continue working on Peter without having to break out the broom. So I continued working on this small section here, and to be honest, I feel like the gems are a little too close. I wish I'd have spread them out because after one pack, this is about how far I've gotten on Peter. I mean, the gems look great, I just wish that I had to spread them out more. Since I knew I was going to have to order more gems, I went ahead and completed what I could of the orange off camera, and then I went and placed the black gems to make sure that I only ordered what was needed. And here they are. I thought I ordered 4 more, but apparently I only ordered 3, so hopefully that's enough. And I learned from my mistakes on the side, and I started to spread them out farther apart. Unfortunately, that means that I'm going to have to place them individually and I won't be able to use the multi-ended side of the tool. And while I was working, I found a defective gem. It was silver on the top and orange on the bottom. So 1 out of 1,440 is not that bad, so I'm not mad at it. I just thought it was interesting and wanted to show you guys too. So there you go. So now that I've made some progress on the front of the tin, I actually like the way the gems look on the front better than I do on the sides. I think on the sides they're too cramped and the space between them actually makes them look better. That's just my personal opinion. You might think differently, but you'll just have to let me know. Oh, and here's some found footage of you as my victim. So, sorry about that. Now back to Peter. I know that I am driving some people crazy because I am not placing these gems in any particular pattern. There is no rhyme or reason to how I am placing them. I am just placing them where I see fit when I pull my pen back up to Peter's face. The only thing that I am trying to do is accent the curvature of the pan. So I'm following that line and trying not to get too close to the edge. And I think it's working out. And this is Peter after 2 more bags of gems, and I think he's looking really great. So let's go ahead and get in the Halloween spirit and knock out this last portion of this tin. And let's just take a second to remember what Peter used to look like before his Halloween makeover, okay? And now, instead of tricks or treats, he is serving looks this Halloween. I do wish that the black gems were as spread out as the orange gems, but let me know what you think of Peter down below in the comments. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.